Welcome to ICT Integration Workshop 4. Today we're going to be talking about presentation skills or tools. I'm going to talk basically about general presentation skills, talk about what is an interactive whiteboard, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because that will already be covered at university. Talk about your good presentation sense, talk a bit about airplay and swivel, and then I'm going to go on to give you some training in poll everywhere and Socrative and Prezi and sway. Okay, so to get started, to start off with, I'm going to talk about general presentation. Now, I'm currently sitting in a normal everyday classroom. I'm sitting at the teacher's desk. A lot of classrooms now won't have a teacher's desk, so this is something different. You'll notice I've got a screen on the left of me. This is a very big TV screen, and on the right, I have got my computer sitting up on a box. I'm just demonstrating here how I'm recording normally. So I like to have my computer higher than me and come down. Later on, I'll talk to you about the little device, the swivel I'm using to record me using my mobile phone. Now, in a normal setting, we have a normal classroom. Now, as I present, I may be walking around the classroom and trying to make sense of what's going on. As a teacher, you may use your whiteboard. Now, if I'm using a whiteboard, I have no notes up here. Once I write the notes up here, I have to write them off. There's no way of recording the notes I'm doing. So to start off with, I'm just going to give you some example of some of the issues we've got when we write. Now, if I'm going to write up here, presentation skills. Presentation skills. Now, at the moment, one of the biggest problems I've got, regardless of the type of teaching I'm doing, I'm facing the board. You can hear me because I'm wearing a microphone. But if you're a normal student sitting there, I can't see you, I can't really converse with you, and I'm projecting at the board. I'm not projecting at the class. So if you're teaching using a whiteboard and have to write your notes up, well, that's going to be an issue. Because as you're writing them, you're wasting time, you're also not engaging with the students, you don't know what's going on. Right, so whiteboards, they can be great. I mean, I can actually teach skills. If you're in a maths class or some kind of class, you may be talking about angles or measuring degrees. You may even have some of these old giant compasses you might have seen. Right, so if I want to draw a circle, right, to teach some kind of skills to some students, and I want to discuss what's inside the circle. Yeah, okay, old school technology. Now, we moved on from blackboards and whiteboards to projectors, and eventually from overhead projectors to projectors. Again, I don't have a projector in this room. If I had a projector in this room and I wanted to talk, then when I'm projecting, the projector would be up here and we're projecting onto a screen that I'm then standing in front of. One of the reasons why we've gone to TVs now. So you can see here in the TV, I don't need a stand here. I can have all my notes up here. I've recorded this as a PowerPoint before I'm actually going to go and do my talk. So as a skill, if I've got all of my material pre-recorded, now that's pre-recorded in a PowerPoint, then I've got the advantage of working from here. I don't have to sit here and write notes. I'm working a lot less of the time. Now, you can watch my other stuff on flipped classrooms, which I'll probably show you to you at a later date. But at the moment, all my stuff's pre-prepared. Now, to give you some idea of what's going on as well, my computer is currently using a HDMI cable, right, plugged into the wall and then projected up onto the board. Now, one of the problems of using a HDMI cable is my computer is tethered to that device. My computer is tethered to that spot in the room. It means that I must sit here, I must have my computer sitting in this part of the room. Now, what a lot of people do now is use AirPlay. When they're using AirPlay, I can project to any part of the room. So if I switch my computer here, hopefully it switches over, I can now pick up a tablet device, in this case it's an iPad. Hopefully I can connect. Fingers crossed, this may take a little while. Right, so I'm connecting to AirPlay, which probably makes no sense to some of you, but for the rest of you, I can see here, maybe, the different routes placed in the room. Now, I'm in N3, which is the name of this room. If I scroll down, I can connect to that N3 room, and I can then mirror what's going on and push it up onto here. Fingers crossed. All I need to do is log in, JZ2N. Now, admittedly, this won't be in every building or in every school. A lot of schools are using it though. Okay, so now I've actually logged in. I can turn that off, and I have my device, my Apple device in this case, up on my screen. Now, if I'm just going to switch across to presenting. Now, this is very white. I'm not sure if it's going to come up on my phone because my phone is struggling at the moment to do the white to do white on white. But if I'm presenting, I can use this and do stuff from here. All right. If I want, perhaps I want to show, I don't know. Well, perhaps I want to show human brain. All right, so I can have this pre-recorded. I can go onto here and talk about 3D. Sorry, not the 3D. I want human brain science, and I want 3D brain. Okay, so now I have the brain. Okay, so you can see this brain structure up here. I can spin this around. Okay, I can zoom in on different parts of the brain. Okay, I can put on information. I can even put on labels. All right, and so I'm discussing stuff for the class. Now, the good thing about this is, whilst I have it on my device here, as I'm walking around, I can be talking about the different things. The students though, so I'm checking on how the students are going. On the main screen is what I've got up here. Okay, so say I've walked off. The only reason I'm standing here now is so you can see both at the same time. Now I have the brain here, and as I move the brain around, you can see the brain moving in the background. Okay, so say I want to talk about the bits of different parts of the brain, I can be talking about this. I can also hand this device to a student and say, have a go, tell me what you can see. Right. I may also use this for writing notes. I can write notes on this pad and it will come up on the main screen. I can pass it to a student and say, here, have some notes. Okay, so the tablet device as a means of connecting to a screen in the room is fantastic. There are other ways of doing it where I can actually be projecting to all the students' computers in the room. So what you need to think about is, how are you positioning yourself in the room? Where is the front of the room? Okay, so in this case there is no front. We've got a whiteboard on one side, TV on the other side, and the teacher floats. The room itself is actually set up with desks in groups. All right.